So I said you are grooming yourself for a successful future career, not just for an interview. And build your knowledge around the broad outlines, I call them. First and foremost, how is money made in the industry you're trying to apply for? Any organization is in business only because they are providing value to their clients, and their clients are paying them money for it. How is money made? What value are the players in the industry you're trying to get into providing to their clients? Understand how money is made, because that is what you're there. You're there to aid and help them make more money, quite simply. Second of all, have a historical perspective. Don't just think in terms of, okay, I want to get a job now. Think in terms of, where has this industry evolved from? What is the history? There are always nicely written books for any industry, be it law, banking, consultancy, professional services. Get a historical perspective. Read a couple of good books that gives you the history of the industry. And then, where are things currently? History, past, current, present. And what transition has been made. And second of all, by reading and doing your research, you get a future perspective. Where is this industry going? The same applies to the organization that you're applying for. Historical perspective, a current perspective, and a future perspective. What skills are needed to succeed in this industry? What are the fundamental skills you need to have? Analytical skills, for example. Fantastic communication skills, another. Beautiful research skills can be another. Commitment, diligence, persistence, tenacity, having the right attitude. These are all soft skills that are required as well. By doing your research, speaking to industry professionals, speaking to students who may have done internships and are going back to start up full-time careers, what are the fundamental skills? Gain that knowledge. Second of all, the technical knowledge that is required. Every industry has technical knowledge that in a sense, you need to know if you're going to be successful in that industry. Think in terms of the technical knowledge. And I'm speaking broadly because I know I'm speaking to millions of students who are interested in a very diverse career. Some banking, some law, some politics, some, corporate social responsibility. So I don't want to give any specific examples, but I'm giving you the broad outlines that you need to gain your knowledge in. Second of all, second, third, fourth, I'm not sure what point I'm on right now, but another point, challenges. What are the challenges that are facing this industry and organization, but more so the industry? And how are these challenges being dealt with? You need to have your own opinion, of how you think the current challenges that the industry is facing and the organization that you're applying for is facing, and how those can be dealt with, right? Look at the history as well. What challenges have they faced, and how were those dealt with? I was once in a seminar, and the seminar leader, the speaker said, "What do you want to be?" And everybody began to shout out. Some said, "I wanted to be a lawyer." Other ones said, "I wanted to be a banker." Another one said, "I wanted to be a politician." One said, "I wanted to be the prime minister." Another one said, "I wanted to be the president." And all of this was fantastic. And he said, I want to be. But will you be? And that hit me. And he said, many people have aspirations. Many students have aspirations, I say today. But will they become a reality? For some it will. Purely because they have committed themselves to becoming irresistible. And they are willing to pay the price. Making every day pay tribute to the goal that they have. Are you going to pay tribute every day to the goal that you have? Or are you going to be a wishful thinker? A lot of students, and that leads me to the next point, practice. How many of you know that practice makes perfect? Or even if it doesn't make perfect, it brings you sure close to perfection. And for many students, they go to an interview and they hope that it's going to go well. And it's I hope this one goes well. No. You don't go to the interview hoping. You go to the interview having practiced and ensuring that it is going to go well. All right? And what do I mean by practice? How many of you had a plan before you went for an interview, or even now because you're already practicing or you're already doing what you should do, of sitting in front of a mirror, fully suited up as you would in the interview, and practicing the answers to the questions you know that they are going to ask you. What are those questions? I won't even begin to go into it. Why you? Why the industry? What makes you? Where do you think the industry is going? What skills are required? They're going to give you brain teaser questions. Get the brain teaser questions that are most commonly asked in your industry. Go on to Google and type in, interview questions for X industry or X job interview, and a plethora of interview questions will come up. And practice with those. But sit in front of a mirror and practice your answers. Make sure they're direct. Make sure they're short and sweet. And use every answer, in a sense, to sell yourself. It comes with practice for you to know what to say. Most students go to the interview and hope they will be able to articulate themselves when they're at the interview. That is a bad strategy. That is most likely going to cost you the interview. Okay? So practice. And I put here, see what the interviewer is saying, which is why I asked you to be in front of the mirror. So the first thing I said, don't lose the battle before you get to the interview. The second thing I said, presentation. Before you open your mouth, I already have an opinion of you. Let me add another point there before you open your mouth. It's potentially a handshake. Are your hands sweaty? Wipe them on your trousers before you go into the interview. So when you're in the interview and you give a firm handshake, which again you should what? Practice. When you give a firm handshake, that communicates confidence. It communicates this person knows what they're about. Okay? Next thing, after knowledge, after practice, I say also, the interview is not over until you leave the room. What do I mean? You see, a lot of students actually start off well in the interview. They start off well. They actually, answer the questions correctly. They do a good job of it. But somewhere along the line, maybe the interviewer asks them a question that threw them, or they messed up the answer. The interview begins to go downhill. Because they think, because I messed up this one, I've messed up the interview. And that is not what life is about. Many times in life we may make a mistake, we may even fail. But what is most important is picking ourselves up again and going for it. And the same applies to the interview. If you mess up a question, it's okay. Just don't let it affect the rest of your interview, okay? And like manner, if your interview is going very well, don't get lax. Don't think I have this one in the bag. It's almost like exams. Some exams you think you did fantastically well, you come out and you realize, oh my God, when the results come, you think, I didn't know I was going to do that badly. And some you think you've absolutely flunked it, the results come and you do okay. And like manner in the interview. The interview is going well, don't begin to get lax. And I was once conducting an assessment center for a few students, and this guy just literally slouched in the chair. His tie was across his body and was answering a question. He's actually a great candidate, but I didn't put him through. Because you need manners and respect if you're going to get the dream job that you want. Okay? For now, I will leave it there. I know that you might have more questions. If you have any comments, put them down in the comment box. Let me know what you think of the blog. And share, tweet to your friends, Facebook, give a shout out on Facebook, like it, and trust me, you are valuable. That is always my secret. I will always probably end any vlog I do with this statement. You're valuable. You are an individual who was made and destined for great things. You have what it takes. Work is required for all of us if we are going to fulfill our utmost potential, but you do have what it takes. Until next time, see you soon.
Irresistible students, inspired to succeed.